Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelsey. I am a crocheter. I am Crochet with Kelsey over on Instagram, as well as a pattern designer and a small business owner. So thank you for joining me today for this crochet vlog. So I have a really fun video planned for us. I am going to be making some new patterns. I did a yarn order recently for the specific yarn and colors that I need. And the crochet patterns are all going to be bookmarks. So in the past, I've made a few different bookmarks. I made my Dragon Book Buddies bookmarks first, and they did really well. I think readers like having something that's like cute and cuddly in their book, and they just like sit over the book really nicely and they just kind of peek out. And I think it's a great way to keep track of where you are in your book. So after seeing that that pattern was successful, I decided I wanted to make another bookmark or set of bookmarks. So I went ahead and made my Mythical Book Buddies bookmarks. It has a little goblin, it has a pixie, a cyclops, and a little elf. So it was a very fun set of patterns to make, and I really enjoyed doing it. And then I also made one more bookmark. It is a sword, and it is inspired by the Throne of Glass book series, which I absolutely love. It is called the Ruby Flame Queen Sword bookmark, and it is inspired by Goldrin from the Throne of Glass series. And that one's more of a traditional bookmark. It kind of just goes in the book, and then the little hilt pops out at the top with the little ruby on it. But I was thinking to myself, what am I gonna make for my next pattern? And I decided it's time to make some more bookmarks. So I'm super excited for this series, even if you're not like a huge book person or like you're not as into fantasy books. I think this bookmark series is gonna be great for really any reader. They're just gonna be cute little critters, and it's going to be like forest themed. So my plan is to make a bear, a mushroom guy, a frog, and a mouse. So those are going to be the 4 in this set if everything goes according to plan, and I am super excited to see them come to life. One thing I'm going to do differently than I did with my last bookmarks are I'm going to use just like the standard black safety eyes. I know a lot of people don't have the smaller like painted sinker eyes on hand, so I just want to make it seem like more accessible to everyone, and mostly every crocheter who makes plushies has some black safety eyes. So I have the visions for them in my head. I just need to like get to work and start making them. But before we get started, I am going to open my new yarn order, which has a bunch of Himalaya Baby Dolphin fine yarn in it. And this will be what I use to create my bookmarks. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, I'm sure you guys are just sick of me struggling with opening the packaging. So I went ahead and did that part. And here it is, all vacuum sealed up. And then inside we have some beautiful colors to make our bookmarks. So I got some red that I will be using for the mushroom cap. And then I got some brown that I'll be using for the bear. Some green that I will be using for the frog, and it's more of like a minty color, but I like it. And then some pink for the inside of the mouse's ears. And then I just got a few skeins of the regular Himalaya Dolphin baby yarn because I was running out of these colors, and this shop sells it all. This shop is called Perfect Yarns on Etsy, and they have a very wide variety of yarns. I will say though that the Himalaya Dolphin Fine doesn't have as much of a variety in colors than the Himalaya Dolphin Baby, which is a little bit thicker. It's comparable to like a parfait chunky thickness, but I actually made my first project with the Fine because I accidentally ordered it and I absolutely loved it. So the other colors that I'll be using for this project are gray for the main part of the mouse, and then I might do a snout in this like lighter brown color for the bear, but I'm not quite sure yet. So my goal for tonight is to maybe get the bookmark parts made because that's easy. I already have the pattern written down for those, and you just attach the arms on as you go. and then I'll get to work on the rest of it. So I'm expecting this vlog to go over a few days, and if I get done in a good amount of time, I also am going to start working on my Patreon pattern, so be sure to stay tuned to see if I do that or not. Hey guys, so it is a new day and I finished everything that I wanted to yesterday for the bookmarks. As you probably saw in the last clip, I was working on them last night and I ended up getting all of them done. So let's take a peek at those. So I ended up going with a lighter gray yarn for the mouse body, and I still need to weave in the ends. I was supposed to do that before, but I didn't yet. But I'll get them all weaved in before I start with the heads. So here's the little mouse body bookmark. I went with this nice like cream color for the little mushroom guy, and then I'm gonna make the head the same color, and then I'm gonna use the red for the top. And then here's the little bear body. And this yarn was like a little bit thicker than the rest of them. Sometimes there's just like little inconsistencies. But that's okay because bears are big. And then last but not least, we have our nice little frog bookmark. So I'll show you guys kind of how these will look whenever they're in the book, and then I'll also show you at the end whenever their heads are on. Jenna's crochet book is one of the only books that I have up here. So I'm going to demonstrate for you. Also, if you don't have this book and you haven't made anything from this book, you definitely should get it because it's awesome. But yeah, that's how the little arms will kind of like poke over, and then the head obviously will be on top, but I'm really excited. I think they're gonna be really cute. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is how I'm gonna attach the head to the body, because I like for these to be no-sew. I left a tail just in case I can't figure it out, but I usually work in around like this way rather than up from down, and it makes it easier to attach it. But I think that for the frog and for the mushroom, I want to work from the top down, so it'll be a little challenge to figure out how I can make it no-sew, but I did leave the little tail just in case I can't figure it out, but I think I'll be able to. I have a couple of ideas, so I will work on that a little bit and update y'all when I have something to show you. So I am back, I have Max with me, and I have made some progress on my bookmarks. So I actually completed 2 of them tonight, and I use the term completed lightly because one of them still needs a mouth, but here they are. So this one's totally done. This is the little bear bookmark, and I think it turned out really cute. Let me put it in a book so you can see what it looks like. I think it turned out really well, and I think Max agrees. So the little bear is done. I'm very happy with it, and I am proud of myself because this is completely no-sew. And the other one I'm about to show you is also no-sew, and I thought I was going to have to make it a different way and maybe sew on some parts, but I was able to make it no-sew, and this one still needs a mouth, but this is the little frog. I think he turned out really cute. I can't decide what kind of mouth to give him. I'm either gonna give him a smile or just like a straight line as like a grumpy face, or maybe like the little like kawaii face that looks like a W. But I think it turned out pretty good, and it's all no-sew. So I was pretty proud of myself for figuring out how to do that, because I was worried that they would be like different in their sizes because some of them would need sewing and some of them wouldn't, and I was worried that I was going to have to work some of them from the top down, but I didn't have to do that. And I think I also figured out a way to make the mushroom one in the same style to where it's no-sew as well. So wish me luck. I will be back in a couple of days with some progress. So it has been a few days, but I finally managed to get my other 2 bookmarks for this 4-part series worked up, and the patterns are written. I just have to put them in a Canva document to make the downloadable PDF, but I am really happy with this set. I think that all of them are so unique, and I hope other people like it too. I'll probably post the tester call tomorrow, so by the time you're seeing this, it'll probably either be in testing or it might even be out, but I'm really excited to present to you the 3rd little guy of the series, which is the little mushroom man. I just think he is the sweetest little thing. His little cap can pop up, it can stay down, maybe depending on the part of the book that you're in. If it's exciting, it can be up. I don't know. There's so many possibilities, but I think he's really cute, and I'm very proud that I was able to do a top-down construction for him, and he's just a sweet little guy. So that's the 3rd little guy in my bookmark series. And then tonight I actually finished my very last one, which was the mouse. And this one took me quite a few tries to get it to look right because the ear ratio wasn't really working out with how big the head was. But I think I did it justice, but let me know if you think I did. This is the little mouse. I think he is so sweet. And let's see how they look in a book. I love him. And then let's check out the little mushroom pal. I think he's really cute. So they might look okay whenever they're apart, but you have to see them all together to get the full effect of the like cottagecore vibe that I was going for with these guys. So here's all of them together. These are so much harder to like show than plushies, but we have our little bear, then we have our little frog, and then we have our little mushroom guy and our mouse, and I think they are the best little group that I've ever seen. They're adorable, and I'm really proud of them. So hopefully the tester call goes well, but that'll probably be happening tomorrow, and I'm done with that. So I'm not totally done, but I'm done writing the patterns for that. So we are on to the next task, which is making my Patreon exclusive pattern for May. So I wanted to kind of get this done. I have a lot of stuff going on next month, so I wanted to be sure that my Patreon members have their pattern at the beginning of the month. So I asked my Patreon members if they wanted a mythical creature or like a regular animal, and they voted for mythical creature. So I wanted to make this like little monster guy. I'm a terrible artist, but here is my sketch. So that is the vision that I'm going to try to bring to life. He has a little tooth, which is very important. And I think I want to have him holding like a little like gem or something. Like he's a little like treasure hoarding monster. I don't know. So maybe like either a coin or like a ruby or something like that. We'll see what I can whip up. But depending on how big it is, it's kind of hard to make some of those little details if they have to be super small. But I'm not sure what colors I'm gonna pick yet, but I'll probably get started on that tomorrow or the next day, and then I will update you guys with my progress as I go. But I'm super excited for it. I hope that my Patreon members like it, and yeah, I'll see you in a day or two. So I was able to make some progress on my Patreon exclusive pattern for May, and so far I am really loving how it's turning out. I don't know what came over me, but I decided to use Feels Like Bliss for this project, and for those of you who haven't used it, Feels Like Bliss is this really like buttery soft yarn, and although it looks really fluffy, the pieces actually turn out pretty structured, so like it's a good mix of both worlds. But I really love it. It's so soft to the touch. It's not as soft whenever it's actually crocheted in plushies, but I would highly recommend trying it because the plushies always turn out absolutely adorable. But I will say that it's a little bit difficult to crochet with it sometimes because it's kind of like slippery on the hook. So just be mindful of that. So I finished the little body a couple of days ago. So here it is. It's all crocheted in one piece and it's just super cute and fluffy. Love the look of the big eyes. And then I also finished the limbs. So here we have the little arms, and then we also have the little feet. And I also made some little horns for him. And I know in my original sketch I had little ears for him, but after kind of like holding it all together, I don't really think he needs them. I think he's gonna be great with just the horns that I made him. So just so that y'all can get a better picture of what it will look like. I know it's, you know, there's Max walking in front of the camera, but roughly it'll look something like that. And then he's going to be holding a little cookie in his arm. So he has these little arms, and I'm gonna crochet a small little cookie so that he can hold them, and then with his feet he will be sitting down and they'll kind of just be in front of him, and then his horns will obviously go on top of his head. So all I have to do tomorrow is sew everything together and make the cookie, and I'm really excited to show y'all the final result. All right, so I finally finished making the little cookie for my little cookie monster, and I think it turned out really cute. I did use Himalaya Dolphin Baby for the cookie just to give a little contrast with a different type of yarn, and also I don't know how appealing like the fluffy cookie would look, so I wanted it to look like a real cookie. But I did finish my little cookie monster. I put them all together. I didn't give him any ears, but I did decide to give him a little mouth. And I think he's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, I seriously love him. And it's probably because he's in Feels Like Bliss yarn that he's so dang cute, but here he is. Look at his little tooth. That helps him eat cookies, obviously. But yeah, I think this is a nice little medium-sized pattern. It obviously looks really small just because it is made in Feels Like Bliss yarn, which turns out a little bit smaller than other projects, but I used a 4.5 millimeter hook for this guy. And then I used just the blue and the white, so it's very simple. I think this pattern could be very customizable. You know, you can make a sugar cookie, and you can make him in any color you want because he's just a little monster. But very happy with the way that he turned out. This will be my May Patreon exclusive pattern. So this video should be out in May, I think. So if you're interested in this pattern, he should be out by then. And yeah, I'd say it's been a pretty productive week. I have my May Patreon pattern done, and then I have a new pattern that is currently in testing. I put it into testing yesterday, so by the time that this video goes out, it should be ready to purchase. So you can check out my Etsy, which I will link below if you're interested in getting these patterns. And I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this video and hang out with me. If you enjoyed it even a little bit, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.